Well, we didn't make it. We gave it our best dang try, but nope. Well, guys, I'm bummed. We didn't make it to No Name Nationals this year like I wanted to, right? Talking about it for like almost damn near a year, because I didn't get to go last year either. Of course, circumstances were different last year versus this year. Last year I didn't have enough subs to compete and just, didn't go because of that. This year, we were this close to being able, but everything just started falling apart on us right at the very end. So, what ultimately happened? Alright, so here's the story. Literally everything that could have gone wrong did go wrong. So, let's just start out from the beginning, right? Let's go down the list of things that went wrong until the ultimate thing that went wrong, which truly, just made it impossible for us to get there. And the aftermath, right? So it really started to heating up on us the day before, right? Well, even prior to this, right? We were trying to figure out a way to get down there. I had finally gotten a trailer that we could use. I took some money out, to afford the trip, right? We had everything planned. We were using the daily driver as the tow vehicle for, reasons I'll get into later. But everything had a plan up until this point. Well, then the carburetor got clogged up because we had replaced the fuel lines on it. I didn't blow out the lines, clogged up the carburetor. Oh well, right? So I had to take the carburetor off, blow that apart, and clean it up. And while I was doing that, we messed with the rear metering block and tweaked that to where, it should match the front metering block. We'll put it all back together, right? And it's nowhere near tuned because I completely messed with everything. So I had to retune it, but didn't have time. So we already knew going into No Name, the car was not ready at all to actually race. I was going to have to tune it, redo it, because I literally tore the whole thing apart, reset everything to just regular settings, and, that was that. So, whatever, that's fine. We accounted for that. We had test and tune time, that's no big deal. Well, then I had to drain the coolant out of the car in order to put water in, right? Because it can't have coolant on the track. Well, in doing that, I pull open the cap on the radiator, pull off the bottom radiator hose, drain everything into a bucket. I take off the water neck housing on the, Fords, right? Small block Ford. Took off the water neck housing and then ran the hose through it and just flushed out the block because I figured, block could probably use getting flushed out anyway. Well, that was all well and good. That went pretty smooth. But the gasket, the actual gasket for the water neck, of course, it was old and crumbly and just fell apart on me. Okay, whatever, that's fine. Go to an auto parts store. Hey, I need a gasket for small block Ford, water neck, thermostat housing. Nope. Don't have one. What do you mean you don't have one? Well, we don't carry those ones anymore. Well, why not? It's all O-rings now. What the fuck do you mean it's O-ring? It's a gasket. No. So he takes a new one off the shelf. See? Look, it's all O-rings. Because I guess the new ones have O-rings in them. Have O-rings. But I go, well, what the fuck? Okay. I call around in a few other stores. No, nobody has one. Fine. I'll buy a brand new housing with this O-ring just so I can go get the stupid thing done. So naturally, right, I take it back to, put it on the car. I put it on there, right, get everything buttoned back up. Leaks. Yeah, naturally. Leaks like a fucking faucet. So that's fantastic. So I take everything back off apart again. And the car is on the trailer at this point. I forgot to mention that. I went and got the trailer. I went and put the car on the trailer. Then I decided while it was on the trailer, I would drain the coolant. So I'm working on, standing on the trailer, trying to do all this now. It's leaking. It won't seal. I take it off once, twice. Then I start to notice that my one bolt up on top, there's two bolts, one here, one there. This bolt up on top, the threads are starting to come out of the intake. I just need this stupid thing to work, right? We're leaving. This is the day we're leaving. Wednesday this happens. Threads are coming out of the intake. I can't get the stupid O-ring thing to seal, right? Probably because the intake's old and it's, I tried to surface it as best I did. No, it just... So I took the old one, right? I just gooped fucking silicone all over the son of a bitch and plopped it up there. Got the, started the one that the threads are coming out of first, so I can get that all the way down in there, because it was pulling threads out whenever I would try to do it the other way. Got that all the way in there, got the bottom one in there. Let it set up a little bit before I tightened it down. Well, I gave it, 10, 20 minutes to firm up a little bit. Then I tightened it down to get a good seal. Then I gotta wait, about 24 hours is the usual cure time, and I didn't fucking want to mess with it after that. I didn't want to take it back off, right? So we left with the car not tuned very well, right? Don't know if it's going to hold water or not at this point. Gooped it full of silicone, trying to get the stupid thing to seal. No gasket, just silicone. Trying to get it to seal. Don't know if it is. We won't know that until the next day after we're already on the road. So the car was not exactly ready to begin with. Not only that, I was looking for a pair of wheels. 15-inch, 15-inch 5 by 4.5 bolt pattern wheels to mount my Hoosier tires on. I have those Hoosier dirt track tires I got. I wanted to get those mounted on the car because they were shorter. Being shorter would, gear ratio, make the car go a little bit better was my plan. So I contacted like 15 different people about these wheels I had on Facebook Marketplace, and all 15 people eventually, one way or the other, turns out was not the right fucking wheels that would work. So I spent all this time trying to figure out wheels for the car, because the tires that are on the car right now, I don't even really... I got it up on the trailer and I looked at them, I go, oofta. Ooh. Yeah, I don't know if I would run those. Like, they were getting to be kind of, thin. So that was going on. I can't get, wheels to mount my tires on. I contacted a guy about gears. The guy had 410 gears, 8-inch, 410 gears. The nice, the heavy housing, with the extra ribs on the front. Welded spider gears, $250 in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Awesome, right? I'll take it. It's on our way. Well, ultimately, I didn't even get those because we were literally 44 minutes away from getting these super cheap gears when we could not go any further. Just literally every single little thing that could have gone wrong went wrong. The trailer rental. I rented the trailer from U-Haul, right? 5 days. It was $350 something with, insurance, whatever on it. I didn't know until the next day when we were stranded, in Wisconsin, and I looked at my bank account, they double charged me for it. So instead of $350, well, it wasn't a charge, it was a hold. It was a pending charge, but they still take that money and they hold it. So you can't use it. So it's basically them charging me. Then they officially take it once you bring the trailer back. But while the money is pending, you can't use it, or at least not the way my bank works. So instead of $350 pending, I had $700 pending. So there's a lot of the gas money and shit that I was going to use to even get down there in the first fucking place. Just so many things just going completely wrong. Just one thing after another after another. We get down there, right? The gears, we couldn't make it to the gears. Well, the hotel I booked was also in that town. We didn't make it to that either. And by the time we realized we ain't gonna make it, it was like 11:30 at night, midnight. Can't cancel that reservation. So I had to quickly get a hotel, me and Tom and the kiddo, get a hotel in Baldwin, I guess it was. We were in Baldwin, Wisconsin, and 44 minutes away from Eau Claire. So I had to pay for 2 hotel rooms, one of which we didn't use and couldn't get our money back for. And that's all because 4 hours into our trip, driving down there in the car on the back of the Explorer, on the highway, it starts to rev up. RPM's getting higher. I noticed. I look over, because Tom was driving. The RPMs are starting to go up, and our speed is starting to go down. The transmission starts slipping on us really bad at night, 44 minutes away from our hotel. And we got stranded at a gas station, and we let the car sit there while we tried to figure out what to do. The Explorer, with its fragile transmission and the weight of the car, I mean, honestly, I think our weight was okay for the hitch rating. Our hitch rating was 5,000 pounds. That's kind of what I based everything else off of, right? Because there were trailers I could have rented, but we would have been way over our weight rating. So the U-Haul one was aluminum. The car is 3,000 pounds. I figured the aluminum trailer can't be more than 2,000 pounds, I wouldn't think. So we were within that rating, but it just would not. After 4 hours of highway driving, she was done. She didn't want to go that fast anymore. So we couldn't make it. We tried, damn tried. We couldn't afford to rent anything to tow the trailer to rent. It was just outside, but we were already stretching our budget just with the supplies we had gotten. The trailer rental and the hotel rental and food and, making sure she was comfortable and there was no other way to get down there. We limped it back on side roads. It took us all day going slow on side roads, limping this thing down back home. I mean, even the trailer was only rated to 55 miles an hour in the first place. So all of our calculations on how long it would take us to get to places were completely wrong, because those were at highway speeds, not 55 miles an hour. So this 13.5-hour trip at highway speed was going to take us 18 hours. And it's just, by the time we had gotten down there, by the time we were able to leave on Wednesday, and by the time we would have theoretically spent the night, and we would have had to have left at like 2 o'clock in the morning just to try to make it there before the events started happening. Nothing worked out. Nothing worked out. I mean, even on the way back, right, we were still trying to contemplate ways of getting down there without the Mustang. Like, is there any way we could get down there just by ourselves, right? Without the car, at least to still hang out with people. So we were really excited for this thing. We didn't want to drive the Explorer that far after it had just started acting up on us, you know, not with the kiddo. And like I said, we couldn't rent anything to drive down there. Plane tickets were too expensive, and I looked. There's an airport right next to Lambert's, yeah, and the track right next to it, but no flights are going there. The closest flight we could have possibly gotten to was St. Louis, which was 2 hours away from the event, and we didn't have a vehicle at that point after we would have landed. And I know 6% recycled would have easily, I mean, a drop of a hat came and gotten us, but it's just, the tickets were like $600, you know, round trip. Couldn't afford that either. And really, even if we could have gotten another car and just gone down there, by the time we would have gotten there, you know, after that whole day had been wasted, we would have only been a part of the event for a minute, right? And the whole thing would have been over by then. And we had already subjected this little one to 2 days full driving in a car, which we were fully expecting to do, but we didn't expect it to be like that. We thought there'd be breaks in between, you know, the event and having fun and camping and everything. But we couldn't, it wouldn't have been fair to have her spend 4 days in the car just sitting back there. It just, that's the story. I mean, we didn't make it. We tried, we damn tried, but we just did not make it this year, and it sucks. I wish we could have gotten to see everybody. I wish I could have toasted L&A Auto Works on the drag strip, you know, because I mean, I could have walked faster than what he drove down. But it didn't work. So what now, right? Well, the event's over. You know, it is what it is. So, the cars, you know, needs work to get back to, you know, where we were with it. I did all this garbage to it, which ended up messing it up in the first place, and didn't even need to, because we didn't even make the event. But yeah, we'll fix that all up. I just haven't, honestly, I just haven't been in the mood to work on the stupid thing at this point. You know, it's but I guess we'll fix that up and just keep plucking on what we were doing in the first place. And we got, you know, still got the exhaust we want to do to it. We got the engine build going on over there, which, let me show you quick. I have actually found carburetors for the tunnel ram. So we might be able to work on this thing actually, coming pretty soon. I got to go through them and clean them up. This one's really free. This one is a little noisy, but they're just two Carter AFBs, 500 CFM each, which is probably plenty for the combination we got going on. So this will be working on this in the future, making a linkage and all this and that. I'm gonna start working on that real soon, getting that going. Maybe we'll just throw this on the engine out there right before winter if we manage to do this, just to see how it works before we pull the engine out. Still have yet to find wheels. We got to find wheels to put the slicks on. And Project XMC, we still got that going on. We still got things going on. You know, it's just the same old with the channel. It's just bummed, and not really motivated to work on stuff just yet. So, well, I mean, besides this, I've been working on that, but yeah, that's it for now. I'll get my mojo back here in a day or two, just sulking. I'll catch you then.